Hello everyone and welcome to another week of being an author and a publisher. This week I'm officially on vacation, but I thought I'd still create a video since I'm thinking of my books and playing with ideas anyway. The difference this time is that I'm not going to talk about what I did over the week since I didn't work on anything specific. Instead, it's just videos from my holidays in Santorini and Koufonisia, while I talk about things I figured out in my world and I think you might find interesting as well. So for Monday, let's touch a bit on some of the spells I have created to showcase the depth of the magic system. Let's start with a couple of spells from the elemental school of magic. These can be as simple and straightforward as the Aqua Walk, which allows the user to glide upon water as if it was solid ground, and Chill Wave, which sends a cold front over a specific area, to much more complicated ones. For example, Deep Sea Pressure Adaptation allows the user to survive in the deepest parts of the oceans, while Tectonic Pressure Relief can release or manage the pressure of tectonic plates to prevent or redirect earthquakes. The intensity of these spells can vary wildly, both because they can alter things that aren't normally possible, but more so because they can level up. Magic in this world favors those who practice more than those who have an innate talent. This means that even though the spell Chill Wave is considered less powerful and much cheaper to get or easier to acquire than Tectonic Pressure Relief, a level 100 Chill Wave can send whole planets to a new ice age, while a level 1 Tectonic Pressure Relief will not even be powerful enough to wake a sleeping dog. That is to say that even though specialist spells do exist and mages can even create their own spells, leveling up one's spells is much more important. For the purpose of showing as many spells as I can, I won't mention too many details for the rest of the schools of magic, but rather just enough to show you why I'm excited about this magic system. For the Life and Death School of Magic, I got the Echoed Existence, which resurrects faint memories of the deceased into temporary apparitions, and the Death's Duet, which allows the caster or other magic performer to sing along with the voice of the departed. There are of course spells that focus on battle as well, but I feel that these ones show the broad range of magic in a much better way. Next up is the Fabric Manipulation School of Magic, the art of manipulating the fabric of existence and reality. Here we got spells like the Gravity Weave, which alters gravitational pull in specific areas, the Time Tag, that slightly hastens or delays the flow of time locally, and the Kinetic Knot, which stores kinetic energy for later release. I feel like these are enough spells for one day, so I guess we'll pick back up for tomorrow's lessons on spells. Would you look at that? It's like we're in a Magic University lecture already. It's Tuesday and you're still looking at footage from Santorini, probably also one of its world-famous sunsets. Yesterday we saw a few spells from the first 3 basic schools of magic. Next up is the Alchemy School of Magic, which has spells that can create items like the Banshee Brew that grants a voice that can either mesmerize or terrify listeners. Or the Eagle Eye Elixir, which is brewed from hawk feathers, crystal clear waters, and radiant sunbeams, and can enhance the user's sight, allowing telescopic and microscopic vision. Finally, we got the Ether School of Magic that utilizes the raw magical substance from which all things derive their essence and to which they return. A good example of this school of magic is the Harmonic Hymn. Its caster sings an ancient tune that resonates with the very essence of magic. This song can heal magical disruptions or wounds in the fabric of the arcane. The Supernova Surge spell, on the other hand, releases a burst of raw cosmic energy, often as a last resort. Now that we have examples for all 5 basic schools of magic, we can move to the combinations of the magic schools. First up, we have Elemental Fabrication. A good example for this combination is the spell Chrono Canyons, which creates deep ravines where time flows differently on each side. Crossing them might result in time dilation effects, making minutes feel like hours or vice versa. One example of such magic focused on large-scale battles is Magnetic Monsoons, which can generate storms that are guided and intensified using magnetic fields. The second magic school combining 2 basic ones is Elemental Alchemy. A fun magical effect coming from this are the Elemental Wells, which are locations or containers that continually produce a specific elemental effect due to an alchemical ritual, like a fountain that endlessly pours forth wine. One of the more money-driven spells created by masters of the elemental alchemy schools of magic is the energetic distillation. This process allows the user to extract and condense the raw energy from elements, creating potent solutions that can be used as fuel, power sources, or explosive reactions. The etheric fabrication combo magic represents mastery over the physical laws and the raw essence of magic. One of the most famous effects of this kind of magic can be observed in the shifting steppes. These are planes where reality's fabric is thin, causing the land to morph and reshape according to the collective will of its inhabitants, effectively making it supremely dangerous for outsiders who might be visiting for big game hunting. The last double magic combination is Soul Etherics. One of my favorite spells here is Arcane Ascendance, partly because of how open-ended it can be narratively. Drawing on the raw magic, a practitioner temporarily elevates their spirit, gaining insight into the mysteries of life and death, often obtaining knowledge that seems beyond the grasp of the mortal realm. This means that the caster might be using this same spell for ages, all the time getting knowledge on useless subjects, like why unicorns prefer strawberries to bananas, but at a certain point might learn something that is supremely helpful to them or valuable to someone else. And this was the last of the dual combination schools of magic. Next, we have triple combinations, which are really powerful spells that I doubt we'll touch too much on in the first book, but still were very fun to create. It's Wednesday and I think you might be seeing some footage of Santorini, some traveling by ship and some more videos from Kufonisia. This is such a peaceful island and I love my time there. Also, it was great for the creative part of me. Anyway, the first of the triple combination magic schools is Elemental Weave Alchemy. An artifact created by mastering these three schools is the Celestial Forge. Channeling the fire of stars and the time-bending fabric of space, alchemists can create weapons whose strikes can age enemies by decades or even eras. I also love the idea of the chronovolcanic cauldron, which is an alchemical brew set up on a magma pit that, when unleashed, erupts with lava that flows in reverse, potentially undoing catastrophic events. Lately, I find that working on non-damaging spells is much more fun than creating ones that are just focused on blasting away enemies. And these powerful magic combinations are perfect for it. The second of the triple combinations is Elemental Aetherloom, which features some of the most effective trap spells available. The ether-enveloped expanse, for example, creates vast planes that ripple with pure magical energy. Crossing them, one might feel surges of elemental power or see visions of the plane's past and future states. A party of adventurers crossing these planes will have a very hard time doing so, regardless of how well they prepare, because knowing how to cross a dangerous place is useless when you don't know when you're crossing it. Another spell I really like, mostly for its terraforming properties, is the Mystic Monsoon, which brings forth rains that not only drench the land, but also seep raw magic into the earth, supercharging the landscape. These are extremely powerful spells, often passed down royal bloodlines or mage factions, but they are also only accessible to those who have spent their whole lives mastering their craft. In any case, the next triple magic school combo is Aetherspan. The Twin Timeline spell interlaces personal timelines, letting two individuals swap experiences or memories for a brief moment. I also like this magic item called Echoing Earmuffs, which, when worn over the ears, replay sounds or conversations from the past. Today is German LitRPG release day, and this week we're releasing J. Arthur Klein's Extra Credit. We have already translated and released Osaku Online in German, and people really liked it, so I'm curious to see what they think of this story because I enjoyed it a lot. Since the book is a bit chunky in English, we had to split the translation in two parts, which means we're only releasing part 1 today and part 2 comes out next week. So I did all promo posts and made sure our ads are running for a successful release. Alright, at this point we only have one triple combo magic school and the ultimate combination of all 5 magic schools together, but I guess there's no rush, so I'll let you enjoy this beautiful sunset. We're still in Kufonisia and it's really doing wonders in terms of a relaxing holiday. At this point, you can watch some of the beaches while I talk about the last triple magic combination called Essence Forged Arts. One of my favorite creations is a Nebula Ink Quill. Using ink derived from condensed elemental vapors and a quill plucked from a phoenix reborn through alchemy, this writing tool can inscribe tales that become reality. Legends penned down unfold in real time with characters and events shaped by the writer's will. This is an extremely powerful spell, but as is the case with all magic effects, the bigger the effect or change caused by magic, the harder it is to be achieved or even cast. Namely, only gods can erase people or places from existence using this spell, while even powerful mages can only control less significant parts of reality. Another one I like a lot is not a spell but rather a ritual called Eclipse Maelstrom. This requires multiple powerful spellcasters chanting a long incantation and performing a lengthy and precise choreography to create a grand symphony of elemental magic and alchemical prowess, performed only under the rare alignment of celestial bodies. This results in a colossal storm where day and night merge. Within the storm's eye, souls of the departed dance with elemental spirits, granting wishes to the living, be it rain to quench parched lands, fire to warm freezing realms, or winds to carry messages to distant worlds. And now, for the most powerful of all magic combos, we have Arcanum Omnia, the convergence of all 5 basic schools of magic. This is beyond anything most people have ever reached in the history of the world. Powerful spellcasters might get 1 triple combination or even 2, but if anyone ever managed to master Arcanum Omnia, they most definitely didn't reveal it to anyone or simply existed way beyond any mortal's comprehension. One spell touching on this is called Harmonic Transcendence, and mages using it can merge with the universe's very essence, gaining temporary omnipresence. They become aware of everything from the fluttering of a butterfly's wings to the explosive death of a star, sensing and influencing myriad events simultaneously. Or Reality's Puppeteer, where the caster, as a masterful puppeteer, manipulates the strings of every entity, event, and magic, orchestrating a cosmic drama on a universal scale. So it's only natural that these power levels will probably never touch our story as they are far too large in scope. Still, it was very fun to work on such spells and think of how the world might react to such godlike forces. And with that, we have a general overview of all spells and magic schools, so I think we might have to look into something different for our last day of the week. It's Friday and it's our last day in Phoenicia. Next week I'll get back to work, this time from Athens, which I hope is going to be an exciting thing. For today, I was thinking of explaining how studying in magic universities looks like. After going through the admission process, which I suppose would require a video of its own, students need to go through 5 years of studies. In their first year, they focus on general magic and understanding the 5 schools of magic so they can decide on what direction they want to go in. During this period, they live in the center, general dormitories of the university. In year 2, they decide their specialization in one of the 5 schools of magic, and even though they can take courses from other schools, the majority of the courses they get will be in their school of choice, and they will be living in each hall. On the 5th and last year, they return to the general dorms and focus on what their next professional steps are going to be, leadership skills, and taking care of the freshmen who are as lost as they once were until the 5th years helped them. Students, after completing this 5-year program, are primed to either pursue higher academic research, take on specialized roles in various magical sectors, or become educators themselves. The curriculum ensures a balance between foundational knowledge, specialized expertise, and the real-world applications. I won't go into too much detail about the curriculum, but I have fleshed it out enough already. Namely, there will be a lot of courses like Introduction to Magical Theory, Practical Magic, Safety and Control, Magical History, etc. in the first year. Years 2 to 4 will focus more on the selected school of magic, and year 5 has courses such as Magical Leadership and Governance, Magical Trade and Commerce, and Realms Beyond Exploration and Navigation, which is a deep dive into other magical realms, dimensions and worlds, teaching students how to assess and traverse them safely. Creating the magic system, the curriculum, the faculty rankings, the university halls with their unique clothes, values and crests was incredibly fun. Next week, I hope I'll get back to working on the characters, and perhaps I might even create a small wireframe of the things I want to happen on book 1 of this series. I hope you enjoyed this rather different week in the life of an author and publisher and liked the footage from the Aegean Sea. Thank you all, and see you next week. Okay, bye!